Hey there, Bruins fans! Now, I don't know about all of you, but I am certainly excited about the hockey season that is just around the corner, and I promise I will be uploading a lot more during the hockey season. But for right now, I'm going to talk about the possibility of Tyler Seguin making a return trip to Boston. Now, for those of you who haven't heard already, there was a recent interview with Tyler Seguin, and in that interview, he expressed how disappointed he was that he didn't have a contract at this point in the summer. And I'm kind of agreeing with him here. He's easily the Dallas Stars' best player. I know Jamie Benn is really good, but you gotta sign Tyler Seguin. There's no need for you to not at least offer him a contract by now. And from what Tyler Seguin says, it seems like they haven't even called him yet. Obviously, if you're a fan of any of the other 30 teams, this is really exciting because we just saw John Tavares go through the same exact process. Tyler Seguin has 1 year left on his 6-year deal that he signed with Boston, where he makes just over $5 million. What a deal. Why didn't we keep him? Now, that being said, he's obviously going to get a huge raise. He's already looking at John Tavares money, around $11 million, which he should. In 590 games, he has 229 goals and a total of 505 points. That's really impressive, and he's shown that he's an elite player, scoring 40 goals last season, so he definitely deserves that pay upgrade. There's rumors going around that Dallas doesn't want him to make more than their captain, Jamie Benn, who makes just over $9 million. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. At the time Jamie Benn signed the contract, the league was different. Guys made less money. Now they're making more, so don't be mad at Seguin for asking for the money. It's just like the people who are mad at Tom Wilson. I don't think Tom Wilson should make $6 million, but don't be mad at him for signing the dotted line. And that's where it's confusing when it comes to Dallas. If they really don't want to pay Tyler Seguin, then you cannot just let him walk away. And that's where we come in. We have the opportunity to trade for Tyler Seguin if Dallas feels they need to trade him so he doesn't walk away for nothing in free agency. Now, as far as what you trade for Tyler Seguin, I have no idea. I'm not even going to pretend I can figure out a trade offer for Tyler Seguin. But the thing I thought is if we're willing to trade a first-round pick for a rental of Rick Nash, then you should at least start with a first-round pick to get a chance to re-sign Tyler Seguin. We have a million prospects that you can throw in there. I'm not going to get crazy. I'm not doing McAvoy or Donato or anything, so just get that out of your head. But if you want to throw some kids and some draft picks together, by all means, go for it. Or we can go the easier route if somehow Dallas is not able to trade Seguin, or they just try and make a playoff run with Seguin and see what happens and then let him walk, and they feel if they go deep enough in the playoffs then it's worth it for him to just walk away. I'm not really sure, but if somehow Tyler Seguin becomes an unrestricted free agent, we absolutely have the opportunity to sign him, and I'll tell you why. Let's talk money, people. Our restricted free agents for the end of next season are Charlie McAvoy, Brendan Carlo, Ryan Donato, and Danton Heinen. Our unrestricted free agents are Zdeno Chara, Noel Acciari, and Adam Mcquaid. Right off the bat, I can tell you we can say goodbye to Noel Acciari and his $700,000 contract. There's plenty of kids in the system who are even cheaper than that who will be coming up, and the Bruins would much rather play them than Noel Acciari. So that's coming off the books. You can absolutely say goodbye to Adam Mcquaid and his $2.75 million contract. And it is the last year of the Jimmy Hayes buyout money, which is just over $800,000. Those three things combined with the current cap space gets you over $7 million. Then if you add the kids' money, meaning Carlo, McAvoy, Donato, and Heinen, that gets you over $10 million. Now this is where it gets fun. Zdeno Chara's contract for this season is $5 million. That's okay. I think he played really good last year and he deserves it. But he needs to realize he's getting up there, and if he wants to keep playing hockey and stay on this team, which I think the Bruins want him to be, can't make $5 million. So let's say Chara stays next season, but takes a pay cut. Let's even go down to $4 million so that he's still happy with that, but it's not as much money. Add on $1 million, we're at $11 million. Now it's time to trade. First on the chopping block is my man, David Krejci. I am not the biggest David Krejci fan. At this point in time, David Krejci will have 2 years remaining on a contract where he makes $7.25 a year. If you can get a team to bite on that and get rid of that salary, we're up to $18 million in cap space. Now, if my man Don Sweeney can go 2 for 2 and hit this one out of the park, we can trade David Backes as well. He makes $6 million a year for 2 more years at this point. A team might take that as well. That's a good veteran. I hope he can put up some good numbers this year. It looks like he's lost a lot of weight, so he might have a better season, and he seems motivated to do well. So if you can trade David Backes as well, we're up to just about $25 million in cap space for next summer. Now, granted, that was a lot to follow along with, so you can give or take $1 million if that really makes your day. But we have $25 million to sign Tyler Seguin and our 4 kids. Now, this gets a little more complicated depending on the kind of season that these kids have, meaning Carlo, McAvoy, Donato, and Heinen. If they go out and have extremely good years, their contracts are going to go higher, which makes it a little harder to get a guy like Tyler Seguin. But if you remember, we were all in on Ilya Kovalchuk and all in on John Tavares and knew that these 4 kids would need contracts. So clearly Don Sweeney thinks he can do it, and his group thinks they have what it takes, and the deal's in place that if they need to go for a big fish like a Tyler Seguin, they can still keep their kids. Now, you might not be the biggest Don Sweeney fan, and you might think this is a lot for him to pull off to make it all work. But if there's one thing Don Sweeney is good at, it's signing contracts for players he already has. The David Pastrnak and Brad Marchand deals, both coming in under $7 million, is ridiculous. You might argue that they should be in the top 10 in the league, both of them, and they're under $7 million. So Don Sweeney knows how to sign a contract. He'll make it work with those kids, and he really wants to bring in a high-level offensive talent, so don't be surprised if Seguin becomes available if the Bruins are all in. We are a lot closer to seeing this again than some of you might think. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a big like, and if you haven't already, subscribe.